Hello and welcome back to Freedom English channel. This is Sanaram and a very special welcome to Stock Market series, and this is part 3. In part 1, we understood the basics of stock market. I would say the foundation. What is stock market? How does or why does a share price increase and decrease? Why does a company enter a stock market? What is NSE, BSE? What is Nifty Sensex? And in part 2, we got ourselves familiarized with the terminologies of stock market. So in case if you have missed these 2 episodes, I have given the link in the description. Please go ahead and watch these episodes. So now, in part 3 of stock market series, we are going to understand how we can actually select the best company to invest on, because we have more than 7,000 companies listed. So we are going to understand the best 5 ways which we can use and shortlist the companies or decide the best companies on which we can invest. So let me start off with the first one. Before that, if you are not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe our channel. The first way, you have to foresee the future. In order to understand if you're buying the right share, in order to understand if you're investing in the right company, you have to foresee the future of that company. I'll tell you an example here. If I have bought shares like around 10 years or 15 years ago, and now if those shares have picked up and they have good returns, which means their prices have increased, what would have happened here? Basically, the company on which I have invested has performed well, has earned profit. The demand for that product or service is still there and it has a place in the market. So, if you're investing now in stock market, what should you do? You should foresee the future, which means the company which you are selecting, will the service or the product which the company you are selecting is offering have place in the market in future? Will people want to use that product or service? Will there be demand? Will this company make profit? Because when all these are yes, I would say you have actually selected a good company. So going back to the example, if I have bought shares 10 or 15 years ago, and if that company has not performed well, if it has gone on loss, or maybe the product or service which it was offering is outdated now, my share price would have gone down drastically, which means I would have lost my money. So the first thing which you have to do, or the first way to find if you're investing in the right company, is to foresee the future of that company. I'll give you a clear example here. Crude oil. The existence of crude oil is decreasing in the earth, which means availability of petrol and diesel in future might become a challenge. So what will take the place now? Electric vehicles. In case if you're investing in the stocks of electric vehicles right now, in future it has demand. People will buy it. The company will grow. The company will see profit. So the share prices will increase. On the other side, you have decided to invest in a company, and this company is actually producing radios. Now at the moment itself, the demand for radios is very low because we hardly use it. If we have one at home, we might use it at times, but we are not planning to buy radios anymore. But in future, it might nullify. So your share prices will go down. So basically, never invest on a product or service which might get outdated in the future. Always invest in a company whose product or service will have demand in the future. So in order to understand that, you need to foresee, you need to calculate what is the current situation, what product or service is this particular company offering. After 5 years, after 10 years, will there be a need for this product or service? If this question is answered and you're sure enough that yes, this product or service will be utilized by people, this company will see profit, then you can decide to invest in that particular company. So this is the first way which you can opt among 5 which I'm going to tell today, and that is foresee the future of the company in which you are planning to invest. So second way, we have to see if debt to equity of that particular company which you are planning to invest on is 0. So how do we actually find it? I will show it to you through a screen recording. See. So first, you enter into Google and type screener. Once you get the screen, select on screens. You can select on create new screen now, and the query which we have to type is going to be debt to equity is equal to 0. Once you have typed this, click run this query. Now you actually see a list of companies whose debt to equity is 0. Example, EKI Energy. You can also check on Chennai Ferrous, Life Insurance, KSolves India, Now let us just open KSol's India and see the basic financials and the share prices of this company. Market capitalization is 500 crore. If you check the book value, it's 15.3. So now let us check the financials of this company, which means the profit and the loss. So speaking about profit, net profit which they have got from March 2020 is 1, 8 and 15 crore, which means there has actually been profit increase in this company. So the second way to check if the company which we are planning to invest is the right company with 7,000 listed is to check if the debt to equity of that company is 0, and we just understood how we can check it through screener. So first way, we will foresee the future of the company on which we are planning to invest. Second one, we will make sure that debt to equity of that company is 0. And the third way how we can actually find if we are investing in the right company is we can invest on the companies which are providing the products or services which is very commonly used by people. I'll give you an example here. Go to a supermarket on Sunday. You can see basic things which people are buying. Maybe Santoor soap or maybe Axe perfume. This is something which has always been there in market. They have evolved according to people's need. I can also give an example like fast track watch, maybe OnePlus phone. What happens here is they had demand in past. They have demand now. They will have demand in future because people are regularly buying it and using it. They have credibility. They trust these products. So these products have actually built that trust and they have made people believe that they can actually meet their expectations, and they have met the expectations. So basically they have evolved according to the time, according to the need of the people. So such products you can shortlist, and the companies which are creating these products, you can invest on those companies. So basically, what is the third way? We can decide or understand what are the basic things which people are using, common things, and understand which company is linked with these products or services which are commonly used by people, and then invest in that company. Fourth way, cloning stocks. We all know what clone means, correct? We are going to do the same thing here. I won't say the same thing, but a kind of thing related to it. So basically what we are going to do is, there are investors who have actually invested in stock market and made good amount of returns. So we are going to see on which stocks or on which company they have invested. And once we have seen that, we will decide on which company we will invest. So how can we actually understand where these investors have invested? I'll show it to you through a screen recording. See it. Go to Google, type ratestar.in, select investor and type Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. We all know that he has made good amount of money from stock market. So let us see his stock holdings. Open it, scroll it a little down, and you will see his shareholding. See, he has invested in Agrotech Food. He has also invested in Fortis Healthcare, in National Aluminium Company. He has also invested in Tata Motors. So now we actually understood how we can find the shareholding of an investor who has made good amount of returns in the stock market. But since the name says cloning stocks, doesn't mean we have to copy the same thing. When it comes to investing in stock market, we should always conduct fundamental and technical analysis from our side. So as I'm telling you that these are few ways. Now we have seen the fourth way. We are going to see another way as well. So these are some ways in which you can shortlist the companies from all the 7,000 companies which are listed in the stock market. But these are not the only ways you should stick to. The same way, when it comes to cloning stock, we will open the investor shareholding, we will understand where they have invested, how they have made so much of profit, but we will not copy the same thing. We have to conduct technical and fundamental analysis from our side before investing. So this is the fourth way which we can use to shortlist the company on which we want to invest, and that is cloning stocks. Last and fifth way which you can use is, you can actually check where fund managers are investing, because they are going to invest on stocks which are going to give them good returns. So we can actually check and understand where these fund managers are investing. So how do we do that? I'll show it to you through screen recording. See it. Open Google. I'm typing Quant Small Cap Funds. I'll just scroll down a little and I'll open the portfolio. So here I can actually see on the companies which the fund manager has invested. He has invested in ITC, it has gone down, but he has invested in IRB Infrastructure Developers, it has performed well. And same thing applies with RBL Bank Limited, it has also performed well. Now let's see the returns. Speaking about 1 year annualized returns, it is around 11.83%. 2 year, it is 50.04%. and 3-year it is 53.58%. So now we have also understood how we can actually check where the fund managers are investing. So I will brush up the 5 ways which I have given to you now. Number 1, always foresee the future of the company on which you are planning to invest. Number 2, debt to equity of that particular company on which you want to invest should be 0. Number 3, you can always invest or select the company whose products are commonly used by the people. 4th way, cloning stocks. 5th way, you can check where the fund managers are investing and then decide if you want to invest on the same stock as them. But always remember one thing, when you are planning to invest in stock market, you should always conduct fundamental and technical analysis from your side. You can never stick to a cloning stock and say, I will follow the same thing. Or follow a fund manager's portfolio and say, I will do the same thing. It will not work that way. And all the 5 ways which I have discussed with you are one among the best ways which can be used to select the best companies to invest. But you cannot stick to these 5 and say, this is what I will follow. So what I'm trying to tell here is all of these are options. So when you're planning to invest even a little bit of money from your pocket on stock market, always have good amount of knowledge, conduct your technical and fundamental analysis and then decide where you want to invest. So speaking about technical and fundamental analysis, now let us compare 2 companies and understand what is the difference and how we can actually select the best one within them. So the 2 companies which we have selected here is Adani Green Energy Limited and Tata Power Company Limited. They are not direct competitors. I have just selected them for example. So first let us understand about Adani Green Energy Limited. The current share price is 2019. Market capitalization is 3,19,816 crore. And speaking about the stock PE ratio, it should be less because this is the amount which we are paying on one share to get 1 rupee profit. And here we are paying 587, which is actually very high. And this is the first negative on Adani Green Energy Limited. Let us check on Tata Power now. So speaking about stock PE ratio of Tata Power Company, it is 28.1, which means we are going to pay 28.1 on one share to get a profit of 1 rupees, which is actually fine when compared with Adani Green Energy. So Adani Green Energy now has one negative. The second negative here is the debt which the company has. So Adani Green Energy Limited has a debt of 52,041 crore. So the next point is face value. Face value of Adani Green Energy Limited was 10 rupees. And we have seen the definition of this in part 2. I have given the link in description. If you have missed it, please go ahead and watch. And speaking about 52 weeks high, it is 3,050 and 52 weeks low, it's 1,235. So the next thing we are going to speak about is book value. Book value is nothing but asset minus liabilities. So this has to be more. Speaking about Adani Green Energy, it is 33.7. And when it comes to Tata, it is nearly 80. So Tata is better here. So next what we are going to see is ROE, which is return on equity. So normally these companies offer shares to the public and get money out of it, correct? So if they are using it on the right way and making profit out of it, this will be more. If they are not using it in the right way and if the company is not performing good, then it will be low. So Tata Power Company Limited ROE, which is return on equity, is 8.42. But speaking about Adani Green Company, it's 42.4%, which means ROE is more on Adani Green Energy Limited. So speaking about Adani Green, they have debt, but they won't be able to pay the full amount, but they have to pay the interest. And when speaking about the profit of this company, let us just understand how much profit this company has been making. Just to understand if they had enough money to pay the interest on time. Let us see it through a screen recording. If we check the quarterly results, they had a net profit of 121 crore in March 2022 and then 214 in June 2022 and 149 crore in September 2022. So basically they didn't have much money to pay back the interest on time. So what will a company do when they are in this state? So they will have something called reserves. Let me tell you what reserves are. So basically when the company makes good amount of profit, they will not utilize the full amount. They will keep a bit of amount on the side for emergency. So when a situation like this arises, companies will utilize the money from reserves to pay back the debt or to pay back the interest on time. So now let us understand where Adani Green's reserves stand. So when we open the balance sheet, we can clearly see that reserves of Adani have been in minus ever since March 2017 to March 2022. And in September 2022, they have added 3,751 crore to the reserves now. So basically, we have compared two companies here. And as I mentioned earlier, they are not competitors. I have just taken it for an example. So like this, we have to understand where a company stands. So we have to conduct fundamental and technical analysis. We need to understand what were the share prices few years ago. How will it be in few years? We have to analyze what will happen to this company. And fundamental analysis, we need to know how this company's VP or CEO have been in past. Are they credible? Is the management good? Everything should be studied in order to decide where we can invest. Because here money is involved. We cannot just take the money and invest it somewhere. And all these analyses are very mandatory. And now we are going to see how we can actually invest in a share. I am going to show it to you through a screen recording. Watch it. So first I'm opening Grow. So once it is open, we'll just see. We can see Nifty, Sensex, and then there's a dashboard. So most bought on Grow. They have also given the stocks which are commonly bought by people. So I have selected PNB. Now I select one share and I just book it. That's all. So now I've actually bought a share of Punjab National Bank. It is so simple to buy a share. So now we actually literally saw how easy it is to invest in a share. But the tough part or the tricky part is understanding where to invest. So in order to select the right company, you can of course opt these ways which I have mentioned in the video, and you should conduct fundamental and technical analysis and always take risk according to your appetite. So with this point, I finish my video. As I mentioned in the first part and second part, links are given in the description. First part is the foundation of stock market and second part is the terminologies which we should be aware of, and third part is how we can actually select the best company out of 7,000 plus companies listed in stock market. So I believe this video was helpful to you. If you like the video, give a thumbs up. If you believe it will be beneficial for others, please give a share. And if you are not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe our channel. And Freedom app, install it and register yourself now. If you ask me why, we have courses on personal finance, business and farming. Courses, I would say it is a complete life journey of mentors. You can see the challenges what they have faced, how they have overcome it, how did they start from scratch and how they actually made their business of farming so profitable. Everything will be taught to you. What you have to do is learn it, implement it and change your life. With this point, this video comes to an end. I'll catch you again in the next part. Until then, you guys take care and bye-bye.